Hi, I am the co-founder of Crowdsurf,
director of events,
bass player,
video producer,
digital director,
songwriter,
manager of touring,
director of content and operations.
And you're listening to the Springboard
Music Podcast.
In this episode, we sit down with Ryan Byrd and hear why being nominated for an ACM or walking the CMA red carpet is not ever the goal for her. We talk about why she doesn't ever think she'll be living the dream career-wise and what she would say to her younger self who is living in Enterprise, Alabama. So you've been on your own less than a year.
Mm-hmm.
Is it called Ryan Byrd Productions? Is that what you're...
No, it's not called anything. I'm just a
Ryan
producer.
Byrd. You've been that for about 10 months.
Mm-hmm.
In those 10 months, you have been nominated for an ACM, which is the Academy of Country Music Awards, which is like, cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
You know, you flew, you traveled, you look gorgeous, you did it. But then you were also nominated again for a CMA, which is the Country Music Awards, in 10 months. Ryan Byrd, did you expect to be nominated? What was that feeling? I'm so curious. It's crazy. It's crazy. You're in your mid-20s.
So crazy. Yeah.
You started your own, like you left this company, you went on your own, and it's like validation because you don't need the company name. You don't need a team. You are a boss and your reputation has preceded you. And what amazing affirmation that was.
Yes, totally. It's such a weird... I get asked this a lot, or I get asked, oh my gosh, how do you feel? And then I feel almost this pressure of like, if I don't give someone what they want to hear in that moment, it makes me seem ungrateful for the nominations or the awards or whatever it is, or the accolades. Absolutely, it is cool. Like, it feels good to be nominated. It feels good that just something we put out into the world, people resonated with, and that, you know, the academies, of course, are holding those to a standard. I think for me, I just understand politics of this industry very well. And I'm learning more and more with each passing day that I feel like me, Ryan Byrd, can get in dicey territory if those things start becoming the goal, right?
Yeah.
Or this measure of I'm doing it, or we're doing a good job, because there are videos out there and TV shows and movies that never see the light of day in any public form. And they are beautiful and they touch somebody, and it matters to even maybe one person that gets to see it. So is it awesome? Is it cool? Are we going to have an awesome night on November 9th for the CMAs? Yes, we're going to have so much fun. It's so cool. The show is going to be wonderful. But I know that my worth and what I do and who I am does not come from those awards, nor am I chasing that. And I think that that's what was so fun about receiving the nominations, because, oh, cool. Like, I never thought, it sincerely had not crossed my mind.
It was not the goal.
It was not the goal. Now, do I maybe fantasize a little bit more about the Oscars or the Emmys? Yes. But I'm not there yet. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not even in the film TV world enough yet to be thinking about that. But I would hope that this is a great learning experience, that if and when that time comes in this other lane of film and television, that's also not the goal, you know? Because I think we can, so what? So let's say we win. You wake up the next day and, I mean, you know, I think that there are wonderful, beautiful videos out there as well that no one ever gets to see. And I think that's a bummer.
Yeah. Yeah. So when you got the nominations, especially the first one, was there any ounce of you that felt like, I've made it?
No. Not at all.
Okay.
Which is, that's a cool question. No.
That's
if anything, Rachel, it fueled a standard that needs to be maintained.
Okay, so it felt like pressure.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense to me.
And because what's really funny is Alexa Campbell and I, who we work together a ton, and she's also a friend, and she went to Belmont as well, and we were both in the film program. So it's cool that we're kind of doing this together right now here in Nashville. But when we got the news that we were nominated, we were literally on a location scout for another video. So of course we get that, and then we look at each other, we're like, this video has to be amazing, like the current one that we were. So you know what I mean? It was almost this, and I do not want to speak for Alexa, you should interview her, but for me, it was cool, it was awesome, I was pumped and I was proud. But then I think reality sets in a little bit, and it's like, okay, let's keep going, let's make it better. Like, what's next? What's the next thing we can do? What's the next thing we can accomplish? What, and then it becomes this ladder, which is when me and my heart knows it's time to reevaluate a little bit, because like, why am I doing what I'm doing? So yeah, I think it's a beautiful, wonderful thing to receive nominations, but I think it can be a slippery slope. And if you start thinking that that's somewhat of a goal, I don't think it's bad to have that goal, but just understand like 1,000 things go into play with the Academy for why things are chosen and why things aren't. So I don't know. Yeah. It's weird. It's like, it's still an evolving thing.
Well, I think when you're on the outside of it and you get to dream about being in the industry, all of that sounds like the dream, right? Like, oh, I just want to, like, I love to be on a red carpet. I love to do glam. I'd love to, be in front of the media, whatever. I think like people envision that, but then when you're in it, you're like, I kind of know how this works, and I kind of know how the nominations work. Yeah. And so it's
well, and what's funny, Rachel, cool. No, it's not that it's not cool, but I even love that you said the thing like, oh, the red carpet, or I am currently at a point in my life where it's like, I'm now doing those things, and I'm petrified of the red carpet. I mean, like, I literally went and got my dress yesterday, and those insecurities come, of course, So again, grass is always greener, right?
Yes.
Yes. And I just think it's important for people at home, or people that are kind of looking in, just like, nothing's perfect. It's a beautiful, wonderful thing. It's an honor. But like, at the end of the day, I'm in my head about walking across the carpet and like wondering if Carrie Underwood will be in front of me. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's not, I mean, it couldn't be more.
It's almost like imposter syndrome. Like, if you see Carrie on the red carpet in front of you, you're like, ooh, does she?
Yeah, like, who am I? Me?
Like, why am
totally. Exactly. No, it totally is. There's totally
you're walking in front of the media and you're like, they don't know who I am. I don't know.
Yeah. And it's funny because I had a moment yesterday. I think my whole life, going back and really wrapping it up full circle of watching Disney Channel and all of these things, and thinking, oh, maybe I'll be an actor. Maybe I'll be in front of the camera. Maybe all of these things. It's like, now I think about that, and I think about, I don't know if I'd want that. I don't know if I want to be known and seen and can't go buy my groceries without someone interrupting me, or going to the mall and thinking, I know why I was thinking that. Okay, yesterday I went to the mall because I was trying to find my dress for the CMA. Interestingly enough, and this is, a different conversation for a different day, Pastor Alex Seeley of the Belonging Co. was in there. And I mean, I recognize her because I follow her. I went to the Belonging a couple times when I was in college. Like, I think she's wonderful. But it was so interesting because, like, I know who she is. And I know she's a pastor, right? So it was just this weird realization of, we're both in the mall shopping. But like, she could be, how many people in here know who she is? And is she, I think she's wonderful. But in my head, I go, if I was well known or known, would I act like who I am, or would I be putting on a show all the time? It's like, I don't want that pressure, is what I'm trying to say. Like, I think that in a previous life I did want those things, or I desired that. I'm not so sure I desire that anymore.
I think that shows your growth and your health,
Mm,
though, because
yeah.
again, full circle back to the Enneagram 3.
Mm-hmm.
Enneagram 3s are all about significance and presentation and how they are perceived. And
Yeah,
the
that's
fact
so
you're like,
true.
I don't want to think about how people perceive me anymore.
Yeah,
That's so much growth and so much
totally.
health, especially coming back from, the Disney Channel days. And last question, would you say you're living the dream? Because people think Ryan Byrd, town of 28,000 people, couldn't do theater till she was in middle school, studied film at Belmont, and now she's on the red carpet. Sounds like it.
Yeah. But I think even that is just a perception. And it's a perception that our media and our culture literally forces out into the world of success or glamour or whatever. No, I would not say I'm living the dream. And I say that because I don't know right now if I know what like the dream is for me right now. So I can't say I've made it. I'm not living the dream if I don't yet know what that dream is. But it's a great question, and it makes me want to think about, okay, what are my dreams? And, I could list off things that I want to do and things I want to accomplish. But I think it comes down to, Rachel, that I don't know if I'll ever be living the dream career-wise. I just don't know if I'm wired that way. Am I living the dream in my personal life and like getting to wake up every day next to my best friend and hopefully one day have a family and get to go to their activities and watch from the sidelines and cheer them on? To me, that's the dream. The dream is work-life balance. That would be living the dream for me. Not that other people, obviously other people have different interpretations of their dreams, but I think I get into dicey territory if I start making a career an ultimate anything for me, because I know my heart and I know that I could get wrapped up in it pretty quickly. And I don't want to live like that.
Yeah. I said that was the last question, but I lied.
Okay.
With that answer on the forefront of your mind, what would you say to 14-year-old Ryan Harrelson, who's sitting on the couch watching TV and watching behind the scenes clips on her DVD?
Just in general, like what would I say to her?
What would you say to her in light of what you've experienced thus far in your career and what her aspirations were?
Honestly, what I would say to 14-year-old Ryan is have more fun. Is don't be so perfect and care about it so much, and don't break some rules and get kicked out of some classes or I don't know. Like, I think.
Why would you say that to her?
Yeah, I think that is because I'm just now learning that life is not work. At least I don't want that to be my life. And I would say maybe up until the past 10 months, past year, that has been my life. My life has revolved around work. It's revolved around the next step in work or the next goal. Middle school, high school, do the right things to get to the right college, to get the right internships, for the internships to get you the right job, for the right job to get you the right project, for the right project to get you the right award. Exhausting.
It's exhausting. Yeah.
It's exhausting to say, let alone live it. And so I would tell 14-year-old Ryan to just have more fun. And I think that I had fun, but I had fun within my achievements, if that makes
Like
sense. I had fun.
strategic fun.
I had strategic fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had strategic fun. And even in college, I had strategic fun. I planned my fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
I
now
do
I'm
know what
getting,
you mean.
yeah. And now I'm getting to a point in my life where I'm like, oh no, I'm not going to accept that job. And people are like, what do you mean? It's with so and so, or because you didn't accept this job, you're not going to get this job. And I literally go, okay. And like, I do not want work to be my life. I want it to be a part of my life because it's how I'm going to help maintain the life that I want to live and provide for a family one day. But that's not living to me. And so I love that question, Rachel. I love thinking about like my 14-year-old self. But I think I'd also tell her too, like, make what you want to make. Like, I feel like I'm in an industry right now and I'm grateful for it. So do not hear me say that I am not grateful for where I'm at. But like, I want to make movies and I'm not making movies right now. So now what do I need to do to shift that narrative a little bit with what I do? And what are those, literally everything we've talked about. How am I going to network my way into those rooms now? Because that's where I want to be.
Yeah.
And you know what? Maybe I'll get there and you and I will have another conversation and I'm like, maybe, but I want to try it,
I think that's okay though. I think it's okay,
yeah.
to have career goals, but not let it determine your happiness or disappointment, like not let it determine that. It just is. It's just, this was really cool. It was great, but I'm able to stay steady because my eyes are focused elsewhere, even though this cool stuff is happening.
Totally. So true.
So I don't hear you coming across ungrateful. I hear you coming across steady. That's the word that keeps coming to mind.
Thank you. No, I like that. And I also, it reminds me too, I love that word steady, but it also reminds me of like, I'm just evolving. And I think it's okay to evolve. And I worry that, and you've probably felt this way too, Rachel, in what you do. It's like, once you pick a lane, that's your lane. Or once you've been here for 10 years, it's going to be really hard to do something else. And it's like, so, I mean, I don't know, it's okay to evolve. It's okay to change and grow and do something different. And I think that should be praised in our communities, not looked down upon for trying something new. I don't know.
I think for me, the hardest part of evolving was not knowing what I wanted to do, but feeling or being afraid of potentially feeling people's judgment like I was throwing away something that was once my dream to chase another dream. I think it's okay. I'm personally okay to have multiple dreams. Once you chase something and you achieve it, find another thing.
Right. Move on to the next. I love that. I'm the same way. Yeah.
But I was afraid of the perception of, but you're living it. But you have the dream. And it's like, then what? Like, but I was afraid of that judgment. That was what stifled my involvement for so long.
Wow. Again, that 3 energy showing up,
Totally. Yes.
But yeah, I think it's interesting how our 3 continues to show up, and it will continue to show up. It's a part of who we are. And I think that it's a beautiful thing when in check, but man, does it need to continue to be in check pretty frequently.
Absolutely. Especially in this industry when it is accomplishments and accolades, or if it's not that, it's pressure, or sometimes it is that and pressure. And
totally,
you need to keep your balance in check and your worth. Like that was a huge thing for me, was when I stepped away from my big corporate label job. It was like, who am I without this? I don't know. Like, are people even going to want to work with me? Am I worth anything to this industry without that name on my back? And so I think that that's something that stepping out I did that intentionally to heal. I didn't heal and step out. It was, I'm going to step out and like force myself to figure this out.
Yeah, it's a job, right? And I think it's a job. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say.
Since recording this episode, Ryan didn't end up winning the ACM award, but thankfully that's not where she's putting her value, which is a perspective I would encourage all professionals to have. Things come and go, but the importance of doing really good work supersedes all accolades. Thank you so much for listening and for supporting the first season of the Springboard Music Podcast. If you enjoyed this content, please leave a review. If there's somebody specific or a position you would like to learn more about, please DM us on Instagram at Springboard Music.